The harsh truth is that most people quit just before things begin to turn around. They stop when results don't show fast enough, when effort feels wasted, or when the struggle gets heavy. What they don't see is that struggle is the filter that separates the ones who will win from the ones who only wish. The pain is not punishment, it's proof you're close to growth. But most tap out too soon, never realizing the victory they were inches away from. Quitting is easy, winning is hard. The path to success is designed to test your patience, discipline, and resilience. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack endurance. They expect overnight results in a world built on long-term consistency. When results are invisible, doubt grows louder. That's when the majority give up. But those who stay the course eventually discover the truth. The longer you hold on, the closer you move to breakthroughs. Every dream demands a waiting season. It's the part where you grind, sacrifice, and see little to no progress. This stage feels endless and cruel, which is why so many give up. They assume silence means failure, but the truth is the roots are growing underground. Success first happens in the unseen before it appears for the world to witness. Winners trust the process even when they can't see the outcome. Quitters never stay long enough to find out. One of the main reasons people quit is comparison. They look at others, see faster results, and feel behind. That pressure crushes motivation, but everyone's journey runs on different timelines. What seems like overnight success for someone else was built on years you never saw. The tragedy is that people let envy destroy their own path. Instead of watering their own seed, they stare at another's tree and walk away. Comparison is the thief that kills persistence. When the struggle feels heavy, most convince themselves the dream wasn't worth it. They shrink their vision to match their current pain. But pain is temporary, regret lasts forever. Quitting might feel like relief now, but later it burns like fire. The ones who succeed are not those who never felt doubt. They're the ones who walked through it anyway. They understand that the price of quitting is far greater than the price of perseverance. The secret about winning is this: it almost never feels like you're winning while you're in the process. It feels like exhaustion, sacrifice, and endless work without recognition. That's why most stop. They confuse the struggle with failure when in fact the struggle is the very path to success. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to feel lonely. That difficulty is proof you're going the right way. If it was easy, everyone would already have won. Most people underestimate the final stretch. They quit at 80%, never realizing the hardest part is always closest to the finish line. That's why persistence looks like madness to the average person. They can't see how close you are. The last mile feels impossible, but it's also the mile that transforms your life. Every winner you admire has one thing in common: they pushed past the point where most quit. That moment of choice decides everything. The enemy of persistence is comfort. People crave relief more than they crave success. When the grind demands late nights, early mornings, and sacrifices, comfort whispers, "Stop, it's not worth it." And most listen. They walk away to avoid discomfort, but in doing so, they walk away from their potential. The truth is, comfort is the graveyard of dreams. Winners don't seek comfort, they embrace the storm, knowing that storms shape champions. Quitting often comes disguised as taking a break. Many say they'll pause and return later, but most never do. Breaks turn into weeks, weeks into years, and soon the dream is gone. The momentum dies the moment you stop moving. Winners know that consistency beats intensity. Even small steps keep the flame alive. They refuse to put their dreams on pause because they understand success only rewards those who keep showing up no matter how small the effort. Fear is another reason most quit. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of wasting time. These fears whisper louder the closer you get to success. Fear tricks people into believing quitting is safer. But what's truly unsafe is living with regret. Fear is temporary. Regret is permanent. The ones who win aren't fearless, they're just courageous enough to act despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to keep going anyway. The truth is, results don't show up in straight lines. Progress is messy. Some days you'll feel like you're moving backward. Most quit here thinking their effort is wasted. But growth works in cycles. Setbacks prepare you for comebacks. The darkest nights often come before the brightest mornings. If you can survive the low points without quitting, you'll rise higher than you thought possible. But most people never stay long enough to see the dawn. Winners treat quitting as a disease. They avoid it at all costs. Why? Because once you quit once, it becomes easier to quit again. Quitting becomes a habit, and habits shape destiny. On the other hand, persistence also becomes a habit. Every time you push through, you rewire your brain to endure. Eventually, persistence becomes automatic. The choice is simple: practice quitting until it defines you, or practice persistence until it makes you unstoppable. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're impatient. They want the trophy without the training. They want the finish line without the miles. When results don't arrive fast enough, impatience convinces them to stop. But patience is the weapon of the successful. It's the ability to wait, endure, and keep moving despite delays. Impatience is why people quit before winning. Patience is why winners finish what others couldn't. The human mind is wired to seek safety. That's why when challenges arise, quitting feels like protection. But growth lives outside safety. To achieve anything worthwhile, you must stretch beyond what feels comfortable. Every great achievement looked impossible at the start. The difference is, some pressed forward while others retreated. Winners feel the same fear, the same fatigue, but they keep moving. They know safety protects you in the short term, but destroys you long term. Another brutal truth: most people let emotions decide their actions. When they feel tired, they quit. When they feel uninspired, they stop. But winners act on commitment, not emotions. Feelings are temporary, discipline is permanent. You don't have to feel motivated to take action. You just have to take action. And once momentum builds, feelings catch up. Success belongs to those who master their emotions, not those who obey them. That's why most quit, but few succeed. Winners know setbacks are not signs to stop, they're signs to grow stronger. Every challenge is training for the next level. Most people misinterpret obstacles as proof they should quit, but obstacles are proof that progress is happening. Resistance only shows up when you're moving forward. If you never face resistance, it means you're standing still. Quitting turns obstacles into dead ends, persistence turns them into stepping stones. The choice determines your destiny. Quitting doesn't happen in one big decision. It happens in small daily choices. Skipping the workout, delaying the plan, ignoring the call. Slowly momentum fades. People don't realize they've quit until the dream is gone. Winners guard against these small cracks. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They understand that success isn't one giant leap, but thousands of small steps forward. Lose those steps and you lose the race. Stay consistent and you win. Most people quit because they underestimate themselves. They convince themselves they're not smart enough, strong enough, or lucky enough. But the truth is, potential is always greater than people realize. Strength reveals itself in the struggle. Confidence is built in discomfort. By quitting, they never discover what they're capable of. Winners push through and uncover a version of themselves they didn't know existed. The battle is hard, but so is never knowing your true potential. Persistence isn't glamorous. It's not about hype or applause. It's about showing up in silence, grinding when no one notices, and enduring without recognition. That's why most quit. They crave quick validation. But the universe doesn't reward the impatient. It rewards the persistent. Every day you persist, you move closer to a life most people will never touch. Quitting feels good for a moment. Persistence feels good forever. Choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. When you feel like quitting, remember this: pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. The discomfort you feel now will fade, but the regret of giving up will haunt you. Most people stop when the pain arrives, but winners push through knowing it's part of the journey. No transformation comes without discomfort. Quitting avoids pain but guarantees failure. Persistence embraces pain and converts it into strength. That choice separates the winners from the quitters every single time. Every success story is filled with moments where quitting seemed easier. The difference is they didn't quit. They faced doubt, rejection, failure, and fatigue, yet kept moving. Winners aren't made by avoiding hardship, they're made by refusing to quit when hardship arrives. Most people never realize how close they were. They stop digging inches before striking gold. But those who endure long enough always find it. Success doesn't belong to the smartest. It belongs to the most relentless. Here's the final truth: quitting is permanent. Once you walk away, the dream dies with you. But persistence keeps the dream alive until it becomes reality. The difference between success and failure is rarely talent or luck. It's simply who refuses to stop. The next time you feel like quitting, remember that the breakthrough might be one more step away. Don't give up before winning. Stay the course and victory will be yours. If this message gave you the fire to keep moving forward, then don't stop here. Hit that like button, subscribe for more life-changing truths, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey is just beginning, and together we rise.